checking in. We're going to try to get them seated. And then I'll have the student speakers, and we can all walk out together if you like, but if it's too hot, you can wait here. Once we're seated, you're welcome to go.
Okay. Either way. You can introduce yourself. Or I'll say, I'm going to turn it over to you. I could just say I'm going to turn it over to you so that it's clear that I'm done. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. It's good to see you. Welcome to the 45th Convocation of the South Carolina Honors College. On behalf of the whole staff and the rest of the university, I guess, we are just delighted that you're here. We are dedicated to your success. Thank goodness you've shown up. We have all these classes. If you weren't here, I don't know what we'd do with them. So appreciate you coming. We want to make your undergraduate experience just awesome. When I met with your parents this summer, I said I would tell you 7 things at Convocation. So here they are. First, stay in touch with your family. You know you're fine. They don't know you're fine. Particularly early on, they will worry. By November, they'll be tired of hearing from you, and you won't have to bother with it. But in the first few weeks here, just a text, a message, I'm alive, they will really appreciate it. I say that as a parent myself. It's just an unpleasant side effect of loving you that they're going to worry. So try to help them not. Secondly, introduce yourself to your professors. As I've said many times, you don't have to wait until you have a Nobel Prize winning question. You can just go up to your professor and say, that was a good lecture, and your professor will think, well, that's a really smart kid. And all you have to do if you want to do research with a faculty member is just say, I'm interested in your field. Do you have something I can do? I can work on it. And not everybody does, but it's not at all uncommon for freshmen to be doing research. Somebody's going to have to write a letter of recommendation for you someday. Somebody's going to need to mentor you. You're going to need some guidance along the way. So begin now, at the beginning of this semester, building your own network of people that you know that you can talk to. Thirdly, get to know each other. Look at this room. This is an amazing group of talent. Really wonderful to see you all here. We want you to think of yourselves as a class. And in 3 years and 9 months, to be precise, we want to see you over in the Koger Center, walking across the stage, having finished your honors college. If you want to finish sooner, that's fine. Most people don't. But you want to begin now being intentional. If you don't know what you want to major in, that's okay, but try something. Start thinking about it. If you do know exactly what you major in and it turns out you hate it, that's okay too. You can change your major. The idea is to be engaged, be intentional, and start working on this from the very beginning. Maximize your time here. Fourth, we want you to be challenged. We don't want you to be overwhelmed, and for goodness sakes, we don't want you to ever be bored. So if you're ever feeling overwhelmed or bored, reach out to somebody. Reach out to your advisor, reach out to the health center. Wherever you turn, there will be somebody who's willing to help you, but you've got to reach out. So if you're having problems of any kind, let us know. So help each other, be nice to each other. That's the way that we do things. Give people a chance to help you. Fifth, every week, read the Honors College newsletter. It's delivered by an ancient method of communication called email, and it's really good. It has every week opportunities, it has jobs in it, it has things you can apply for, things you can do. It's just a really nice publication. Promise me, if you will, that you'll read it every week. It may not be War and Peace, but it will be entertaining at times, and it's got a lot of good information. If it's not something for you, it's for somebody else. Get involved in some of the events that are mentioned in the newsletter, which is the sixth point. Do you think you might want to study abroad? Do you think you want to do an internship? You want to do research at the beach? We have a class that's there. Do you want to serve other people? Do you want to win a Rhodes? Whatever it is that you think might be on your list, get involved in it. Don't wait for life to come to you. And finally, the last thing is persist. This is one of those events where you have to be present to win. So take good care of yourself. Get some sleep, eat something besides pizza, get some exercise, and use your excellent brains. Be reasonable. Your talents are needed. The world, as you have no doubt noticed, has a lot of problems right now. We need every one of you. We need your talents and gifts to help make this planet better and help us all to do the best we can. So use your gifts. Once more, welcome. I'll turn it over to our Associate Dean, Andrea Tanner.
Wow, a big group. Good evening, class of 2027. I'm Andrea Tanner. I'm the Associate Dean in the Honors College. And since you're all first-year students and probably have no idea what an Associate Dean does, beyond doing whatever Dean Lund tells me to do, right? I thought I'd share one of my main duties. It's to recruit and work with the most outstanding faculty at the University of South Carolina. So I can tell you that if someone is named the Honors Outstanding Faculty Member of the Year, they are at the tippy top when it comes to the best teachers at our university. So this evening, I'm here to introduce Dr. Michelle Hardy, who teaches marine science courses at USC and also spends a good bit of her time teaching others how to teach. This fall, Dr. Hardy is teaching her 20th Honors College class. She's taught in the Honors College every semester since 2014, and that is a long, long time. If I've done my math correctly, most of you were 9 years old and in the 3rd grade when she started teaching Honors College students. Wow. All right. So since it's our students who choose the Outstanding Honors College faculty member every year, I decided to take a look at the course evaluations that students complete at the end of every semester to see what they had to say about Dr. Hardy. And here's what I found. Here's what one student said. Dr. Hardy is extremely knowledgeable, approachable, and enjoyable. Said another student, in Dr. Hardy's class, I feel connected to her and I feel connected to other students. We went on a field trip to the aquarium in Charleston, South Carolina. Plus, she teaches complex concepts in an interesting and understandable way. Yet another student said, Dr. Hardy starts her class by showing a critter camera. I'm not sure what that is, but it sounds really interesting. And she also has show and tell with rocks, sand, and shells. All right, so I don't know if you're like me, but all of that sounds pretty fantastic for a class, and that's just an example of what our Honors College classes are like. All right, so I decided to do a little research and really comb through these evaluations to try and find something, just one tiny thing, that the students didn't like about Dr. Hardy. And so even though it was tough, I did find something. Are you ready? Okay, here's what a student said about Dr. Hardy in a negative way. This course would have been better if Dr. Hardy had included a trip to the beach. That's it. All right, well, Dr. Hardy may not have taken her class to the beach, but even so, I'm pleased to welcome Dr. Michelle Hardy, the South Carolina Honors College Outstanding Faculty Member for 2023.
Wow, that was pretty awesome. How many of y'all are going to be in my class this fall? Yay! I can't wait to meet y'all on Thursday. So I thought I would share with y'all some life lessons that I've had from my career in marine science and teaching marine science. When I was doing my undergraduate degree, I was at Texas A&M, and I was certain that I wanted to be a marine biologist studying coral reefs, hugging dolphins, all that fun stuff. And so one of the courses that I had to teach, or had to take, was Introduction to Oceanography. And y'all, I did not like that course. I was not interested in learning about ocean physics, ocean chemistry, geology. I was just interested in the biology part. And I barely made that A. I was very proud of that A. And I also thought taking an intro geology course would be really boring, so I didn't take that. I mean, who studies rocks, seriously. And I find this amusing now because, as has been mentioned before, my master's is in marine biology, but my PhD is in oceanography with an emphasis in marine geology and geochemistry, so go figure. So why do I tell you this? One of my favorite quotes that I have on my desk is that I say to myself, be who you needed when you were younger. And I take this to heart every day at USC. I wish I had learned that oceanography was not like the course that I took, that it was so much more than that. It was certainly not the misperceptions that I had. I wish I'd sought out mentors who would be able to give me that needed guidance about my path through college, because I certainly did not know what I was doing. Things like how I should be getting involved, trying new experiences, not staying on that single-minded track that I had. So I'm going to try and do just a tiny bit of that for y'all today as you begin your future here at the Honors College, and share with you two of the life lessons that I've learned, of the many, from my experiences studying our oceans, teaching marine science, and teaching graduate students how to teach, which is my other job here. So the first life lesson is that diversity is the norm for life. When you come to my class, this is something that you will see every day. As humans, we all come with these inherent unconscious biases at some level as a result of who we are, where we grew up and lived. I grew up in small town Texas. I worked in crops in the summer, seriously. And so what we think about things, all of these things are because of what our experiences have been, and they make us who we are. That's natural, that's normal. So what this means is that we must open ourselves to that beauty, really, that is the diversity of everyone around us, whether it takes the form of ideas, social abilities, experiences, life experiences, thinking. All of these are types of diversity that you should value in your colleagues and in your classes. So let's look to the oceans as an example. In the oceans, as I said, tremendous diversity exists in organisms, whether it's physical features, behavioral features, all sorts of stuff that they have that are highly diverse. And this allows them to survive. And so, for example, the shape of a fish's tail fin will dictate whether it can maneuver around corals or swim fast. Or the position of a fish's mouth will dictate where and how it eats. All of these things are dictated by the environment, and it makes those organisms better adapted to survive and to thrive, and that's really key. Another example is the octopus. So the octopus, in addition to their large brain, they have a smaller mini brain in each of their 8 arms. How cool would that be? Talk about multitasking. That would be awesome. And they think differently, they sense their environment very differently, and we as humans are thrilled and just truly amazed by that unusualness and that beauty. And then there's the blobfish. So the blobfish was voted the world's ugliest animal in 2013. I think it's pretty cute. And it looks like a shapeless mass of goo. Really does when you bring it up from the surface. But in its natural habitat, which is way deep in the ocean under high pressure, it looks like any other fish and it thrives. So from educational research that is out there, we know that we learn better. We learn more deeply when we hear other viewpoints and other ideas. This comes from others in your circle, others outside of our own lived experiences. And so what this means is that you must do this intentionally. You must seek out diversity in all of its forms, incorporate it into the life lessons that you learn from that diversity into your life in some way. This will help you not just adapt, but thrive in this environment that we call the university, the honors experience. Okay? The second life lesson I want to share with you is that we are very social. We need connection. Now, it may surprise some of you that I actually consider myself, especially when you meet me and take my class, I consider myself introverted. I like to call myself an extroverted introvert, and I think that's a pretty good description. But what this means is we as humans, we live and learn best socially, whether we think we prefer it or not. And so a research study just came out that found that the social aspect of learning, especially through teaching others, allows and reinforces learning better, as much or better than other ways of studying. So that social aspect is really key. So let's go back to the oceans again. Most everyone is familiar with coral reefs, but the corals themselves are much more than that pretty animal that we see. In the coral's tissues is a tiny algae cell that photosynthesizes just like plants do. Now, what happens is the coral gets its food from that photosynthesizing algae, and then the coral provides habitat, provides protection and nutrients for the algae. So it's a symbiosis. And so what happens is they are dependent on each other, but they also help each other, not just to survive, but to thrive. So I want y'all to be that coral, okay? I want you to recognize that how you move forward in life is dependent on others as well as yourselves. So take advantage of those opportunities that you have here that Professor Dean Lynn mentioned. There are so many things that y'all can choose from here to do. And it's okay that you feel awkward at first. We're all awkward meeting new people and being in new social situations. So join each other in the awkwardness in the beginning. So in the meantime, though, you will still be making those vital connections that I mentioned, and those connections will pay off huge dividends to you later on in your time here and in your career. So the Honors College is here for you. I hope you know that by now. We want to help you apply these life lessons throughout your daily, yearly time here. This includes the faculty, it includes all of the wonderful staff, prior students, current students. Make use of this valuable resource that you have. We want you to live your best life here. So take advantage of every opportunity, stretch yourself beyond your comfort zone, that's a good thing, and experience that wealth and that beauty that is the diversity of the people around you, the experiences that you have, and I promise you will not regret it. From experience, I wish there were so many things that I had done. You have that opportunity to do those things. I wish you all the best this year. I cannot wait to see what y'all do. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Cami Reed, and I am an academic advisor and the student engagement coordinator for the Honors College. It is my privilege to hold Honors Convocation to welcome you all tonight. As a graduate of the Honors College, I know how important it is for the honors student community, especially during your first year, to gather at least once all together. So we have invited 4 current Honors College students to offer words of advice and encouragement. And each of these students was nominated by faculty and staff due to their dedication, their involvement, and their overall amazing qualities and how they are interacted with the Honors College. So please welcome our first student speaker, Tina Sandoval.
Hey y'all, my name is Tina Maria Sandoval, but I just go by Tina, and that's maybe how you guys met me. And I'm a sophomore. And I hope you guys are enjoying your freshman year, even though I know it just started. I still hope you're having a good time. Okay, so not to flex on my fellow speakers, they're great, but you guys already kind of know me, and I kind of know you. So if you're like, who is this girl? I was an honors orientation guide this summer, and I had the pleasure of meeting all of you. So now that I've reminded all of you that we are besties, I feel comfortable telling you all a little something, and that is thank you. Thank you for being patient with us as we asked you a million questions about your hometown and your major at 9 in the morning at the welcome session. Thank you for putting up with us in our silly video about the printing lab and clapping for our amazing acting skills. And thank you for being a good sport as we chucked beach balls at you during our icebreaker. But most of all, thank you for making my experience as an honors orientation guide so great. I really loved that job, and that is entirely thanks to you all. And I'm so honored to have been a part of the team that welcomed you to USC, and I'm so excited to speak to you again now. So, you already made it into the #1 public honors college in the country, so you and I both know you all are amazing students. But I also wanted to remind you that just in case you were doubting it, you all are an amazing and impressive group of people. I was, and still am, so impressed with your willingness and confidence to share your stories, ask questions, and just be yourselves at honors orientation. Because at my orientation, I was just basically silent, so props to you all for that. I don't have a single doubt that you will do great things here at USC. And just to prove it, I'm going to tell y'all one other thing. You already have. Without even trying, you all made my experience as an honors orientation guide so great. And I just have to say thank you for that. You made an incredible impact on my summer. Even though I only got to spend a few hours with each of you, you made me smile and laugh and just made my summer better. So good job, y'all. So if you can make such a positive impact without even trying, I know you can do it again. During the summer, I learned that you all have drive, and you've definitely got the charm to do whatever you want to do and be great at it. So if your goal for your first year is to join 10 clubs and be the president of an organization and do research, or if it's just to make it to the most of your classes, I'm positive you can do it. I believe in you, and I know that you can. So just be yourselves, take advantage of the amazing opportunities here at this university, and have fun. Trust me, I would not lie to my besties, y'all. So thank you.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Sydney Dunlap. I am a junior journalism major. I want to start off by thanking you all for being here today. I know the beginning of your freshman year can be a very exciting, but also a little bit of a nerve-wracking time. If you're anything like me, you probably tried to come here in a little bit over-prepared. I did that by reading almost everything on the USC website and searching up all the clubs that I might be interested in. Luckily, I found an organization that I loved before even stepping on campus, and that was the school's newspaper, the Daily Gamecock. I joined as soon as I could, and by the end of the semester, I was hooked. But when my editor started asking who would apply for leadership positions in the spring, I hesitated. I saw so many people who were already so talented and successful. You know, you get to this big school, and I just didn't feel knowledgeable enough or prepared enough to be a leader. If there's one thing you take away from me today, it's that you shouldn't wait until you're ready to kind of pursue these leadership opportunities. I finally decided to apply as a photo editor, a position that I felt like I could handle, but by the end of the interview process, I was hired as an assistant news editor, a position that I felt like I wasn't ready for. I was really nervous and really scared to just send like a message in the group chat or just do anything wrong. This is what I want to do today. I want to share with you some things that really helped me as reminders so that when you hopefully follow my advice and take on a challenge that you feel utterly unprepared for. So first piece of advice is that, number one, you have the skills to succeed. As an honors student, you've already been recognized as a person who is talented and hardworking. You being here today means you're ready to take on classes, extracurriculars, anything you're passionate about. You're here because someone at the Honors College saw your potential. Don't let doubt tell you to wait. Number two, you should and will learn along the way. You are in a great position to be a leader, but that doesn't mean that you're going to be perfect, and you don't need to be. A good leader is someone who learns from their mistakes and grows along the way. And I guarantee that you are going to learn and grow so much more when you challenge yourself rather than doing what you're ready for. That first semester as an assistant news editor was really hard, but it taught me a lot, and then it encouraged me to be a news editor the next semester, and then, become editor-in-chief my sophomore year. And that was, again, something that when I started out, I really didn't know if I was ready for it. So I encourage you this semester to explore what USC has to offer. Maybe do some Garnet Gate stalking and try something out of your comfort zone. And that doesn't just mean trying to get a president title. It could be committing to raising your hand in class discussions or making an effort to get involved in the Columbia community through community service. I hope that by this time next year, I'll see you all as leaders all across campus because I know that you're more than ready for it. Thank you, guys. And I want to go ahead and welcome our next student speaker, Caleb Phelps.
Good evening, class of 2027. Can I get some energy? Good evening, class of 2027. Let's try that again. There we are. Congratulations again, and welcome to arguably the greatest four-year endeavor of your life. My name is Caleb Phelps, and I'm originally from Columbia, SC, which soon you all will refer to as the City of Dreams. I also had the distinguished pleasure of graduating high school in 2020, so kudos on being able to actually have your first convocation in person. As I stand here with just under 4 months until my time at the SCHC closes, I know it says class of 2024, but it's actually class of 2023, and reflect on the many remarkable experiences that I've had while at Carolina, I can't help but feel excited about you all having the opportunity to replicate many of those same experiences. Whether that was jumping into the Thomas Cooper Library fountain after our national championship win against UConn in 2022, spending a summer in Miami, Florida for an internship, while taking a class through the Honors College to satisfy the beyond the classroom requirement, conducting much-needed research on autism, or storming the field after our upset win versus UTK this past year. I am confident that you all have an amazing 4 years ahead of you. And while thinking about these moments, I feel grateful knowing that I've spent these past nearly 3.5 years living them to the fullest. I want you all to know that you've chosen a university that genuinely wants to see its students succeed. Carolina will grant you with opportunities to better yourself and the lives around you by offering a community that supports you to its fullest. Friends will be lifelong, professors will become mentors, and many of your passions will come to fruition. I offer you all 2 pieces of advice. First, learn to be flexible with the changes in life. Quite simply, things will happen that may cause you to change your ideas, perspectives, career path, and desires, and that's okay. I know that many of you all, as extremely driven students, think that you have a pretty good idea on what will happen in life. However, these next 4 years will challenge you, and again, that's okay. You all are still so young and have so much life ahead of you. Know that there's beauty in being able to evolve and change. Life is not always a linear path, and every experience that you encounter, I'm sure, will teach you something new. And as cliche as it may sound, life is truly a marathon and not a sprint. Secondly, I encourage you all to constantly look for opportunities to better yourself. Whether academically, professionally, or internally, you should not leave this university the same as when you arrived. Try a new food at Honeycomb, go to a different sporting event, they're quite literally free. Partake in a new hobby, just something that will cause a positive change in your life. I want the 20-whatever-year-old version of yourself, when they are set to walk across the stage at graduation, to look back at you now and be in awe at how much you've grown. Strive to not only better yourself, but those around you as well. Your community has likely poured so much into you, so return the favor. Important to them, I promise you they'll appreciate it. You all should be so proud of yourself. I'm proud of you. In 2 days, you all will take on the risk of a lifetime, and that's something that's worth patting yourself on the back for. Remember to call home, like Dr. Lynn said, at least once a week. Be careful wearing the Crocs in the rain. I promise with the slick bricks on the horseshoe, that is not a good combination. And try the food trucks on Green Street. They are truly a hidden gem on campus that not many people know about. And for some parting words, remember that success can mean so many things. Successes are daily, over a long time, small and big. But what unites them all is that they are all the result of hard work and dedication. Keep your head high, feet planted, and take some deep breaths, because you've got this. Class of 2027, forever to thee, and welcome to Carolina. I now get to introduce a guy I met probably my 3rd day on campus, Jameen Shaw.
All right, thank you, Caleb. We're going to start off with a question and raising this mic. So we're going to start off with a question. Raise your hand if at the beginning of high school you were ready for the next 4 years to fly by and enter college. Okay. Now keep your hand up if at the end of high school you had bittersweet feelings wishing you had cherished moments in high school more. Yeah, there we go. All right, so I felt the same way. My biggest piece of advice to you is to listen to yourself and really cherish and be present in the moments you live your freshman year and throughout college as a whole. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jamin Shah, and I'm honored to be speaking to you all here tonight. I'm a senior serving as an officer for the Honors College Student Ambassadors, and because of that, you all have probably heard me talk, so I'm sorry if you have to hear my voice again. Now, I also serve as the Executive Director for Youth Health and a co-director for the USC Freshman Council, which I hope to see you all apply to soon. But now that all the formalities are out of the way, let's get to what you really want to know. How do you have fun in college? How do you really enjoy college? The answer is simple and lies in the words of a simple and wonderful storyteller, Drake. The moment I stop having fun with it, I'll be done with it. What does this really mean? I take it as, if you enjoy what you do, it will not be just another thing that you do. So in this train of thought, I encourage each and every one of you to truly follow your curiosity. On your Honors College application, you are asked what you're intellectually curious about. Really reflect and find some time to think about what you put here, or what you've grown interested in since then. Build your activity here around your passions. When you do that, you will enjoy everything that you are involved in. At the Honors College, the classes, the people, the events, they're all engaging. Be ready to learn from everyone around you. Lean in. From the passionate staff and faculty to the diverse student body, the Honors College promotes a collaborative environment where everyone's voices are encouraged. Lean in and learn something from everyone. Through your interactions and experiences, develop and follow your curiosity. Here you will find your passion. There will be challenges along the way, and in those times, lean on the people who care. I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for my loving family. My mom, my dad, my sister. Phone calls with them reminiscing about childhood memories during long hours studying organic chemistry kept me going. I also, though, wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for the friends I met in the Honors Residence Hall, floor 2B. Shout out to 2B. Also, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the friends I met in Honors Ambassadors, or the faculty and staff in the National Fellowships Office that have supported me and encouraged me to chase my dreams. Some of my most cherished memories in college have come from playing Frisbee on the lawn outside of the residence hall, or making TikToks that low-key kind of blew up in the hallways. Whether you already know who your people are, or you're still looking, don't worry, you will find them here. It's inevitable that each and every one of you will get involved and follow your passions. So my last piece of advice to all of you is to truly take time for yourself. Every Saturday, I've taken time to follow and watch Gamecock football. Every Wednesday, I go play pickup basketball. Take time to really, really ground yourself and relax in things that you're passionate about. I'll leave you with one last story. There was a boy who entered freshman year during COVID, completely unsure of what the next 4 years would hold. He branched out nervously, and wanting to get involved, he was told to trust the process. That same boy now runs a charitable statewide organization backed by a US president and is interviewing to start med school next year. That same boy is on stage here completely humbled and honored to talk to each and every one of you. This can be you. South Carolina Honors College, class of 2027. Each and every one of you is here for a reason, and each and every one of you deserves to be here. Congratulations on getting here, and I truly cannot wait to see what each and every one of you does in your time here at Carolina. Thank you. Now, it is my privilege to introduce you to your first honors tradition. For years, first-year honors students have been asked to take a few minutes to reflect on their upcoming collegiate journey by completing the reflection cards you received tonight. But first, please enjoy one final bit of advice from the Honors College class of 2023. You ready?
Yeah.
If you could receive a message from your graduating self, what do you think your future self would say to present day you? You should have slowed down because now you have to work. I'm glad you balanced social life and academics. You did it from GSSM all the way to now, and it's time for big things. Don't worry and be happy with your situation.
Don't lose your mind. Actually, you said this was earned. This was fought for. You loved you. Well deserved.
Do your best and be proud of it. Don't let mistakes or failures define your self-image or determine your worth. Be strong inside and out, and it would pay off down the road.
This isn't a conclusion, but a jumping board, an aim to be immensely capable and yet genuinely kind.
I said, chill out, it's going to be okay. Honestly, I still reflect the same sentiment. It's been, 4 years here, and I can't believe that side of me has not changed.
Don't worry so much, you're gonna be fine. Which is definitely something that graduating self can tell graduating self now also.
Looking ahead, what are you most concerned about in your college career? And I said, learning to accept things for the way they are once I've given them my 100%, even if they're not perfect, which I definitely struggled with that early on. But I think I can say I've definitely grown into it a bit.
I'm most concerned about finding a community of my own. I think they found me, with like Black Honors Caucus and stuff like that, and then, always believe in giving back into what's given to you, so.
Balancing social and academic and professional. Yes, that balance is very hard to achieve.
Taking the right opportunities, finding balance, that one, I definitely did a lot of things. Don't know if balance was one of those things, but I definitely did all the things. And staying safe. Well, I'm here.
What are you most excited about as you begin your college career? Growing to understand myself and my passions so that I can serve others with lasting impact. And then my friend wrote a note at the bottom, I guess, when he was looking at these. That's sweet.
I am excited about learning everything I can, and I know you did your best to do so. Yes, I really mean it, you did it.
I said the people, and I was most excited for that back when I was a freshman, and looking back, those are who made my entire experience and why I love this school.
The opportunity to try new things, meet new people, and figure out who I am and what I want. Well, I think I did that, so yeah.
I said meeting new people and being independent, and that is like really cute of me to say because I feel like the highlight of my college experience was all of the people I've met and how much I've just grown into being an individual and being independent. So good answers, baby Layla.
I think that's the biggest thing I got out of college. I took so many great classes. I just finished my honors thesis Monday, so a lot of exciting things. The best thing I'm going to take out of it for sure, no question, is the people. So,
looking back on it, especially with COVID and everything that we went through, it's hard to move on because these 4 years have been wonderful. But I'm happy for everything that they've given me, and really, even though I have to move on to what's next, I can appreciate what I have now, and I'm happy to move on.
But I think I definitely found my place here, and I absolutely love Carolina. It's definitely my home, and I wish I had 4 more years or could do it all over again.
My younger self thought I would be like a software engineer, and now I'm going into being a psychology professor, so very different.
I think the life skill I learned was learning how to adjust your perspective, depending on what you're going through. So like during the pandemic, like in the moment, everything felt like, oh, what's gonna be the next step? But sometimes like it just takes a little zooming out to recognize that things are gonna work out. So that's something that I've really carried with me.
I've wanted to be a doctor since I was a little girl, and I think there's a lot of times, when you're a pre-med student that you miss out on certain things because you're at home studying, but I think I did a really, really good job of being able to balance, living life to the fullest while I've been here with, achieving that dream. And so I think she would be really, really proud.
It's very weird looking back to think like
how far I've come since then. I've grown up a lot in college, and not necessarily exactly as I thought I would.
But you had a lot of things that you wanted to do.
I did, and I did them, and I'm proud
So
of
you
that.
did the things.
Yeah, I earned it.
You earned it.
I did a study abroad. I managed to travel to so many new countries, and I've learned quite a lot from those experiences.
I was really, I'm more impressed by her than I expected to be. I feel like I've grown so much that I expected somebody really goofy, but she knew what she was doing.
If you could receive a message from your graduating self, what do you think your future self would say to the present day you? Congrats, you made it.
I probably shouldn't put myself after Jamie, but here we are. So now you saw the video, and now it's your turn. Please take a few minutes to complete your reflection cards, and don't forget to fill out your name, your expected graduation year. For you all, it's probably May 2027, and your USC ID at the top. That's the one that starts with the letter. It's on the back of your Carolina card. Okay. And this is because in about 4 years, you're going to get your own video just like this. So I'll give you a few minutes to take time and reflect. All right. Oh, good job. Okay, y'all are ready for class. So as you wrap up your thoughts, I'd like to propose a challenge. Think about what you want. What do you want to accomplish during your time here? Personally, academically, professionally? How do you want to grow? What do you want to achieve? How do you want to contribute? You'll notice your card has a perforation at the bottom, right above that last question. You can bend your card at the perforation, tear it off the last question. Go ahead, you're not in trouble. In that last question, what you wrote, that's your first step. That's your challenge. You can take this bottom piece with you, you can pin it in your dorm, you can fold it and put it in your wallet. Keep it as a reminder for the one thing that you want to accomplish this semester. Now, before we set you free to begin accomplishing all the things you just wrote down and making all the friends and getting all the A's and B's and wonderful things, the South Carolina Honors College is going to provide you with a little gift to get you started. When the ceremony ends in a few minutes, we'll ask you to exit through the doors you came in at and on each side of the performance halls, beginning with the back row and moving forward. You'll return the top portion of the reflection card to the same tables you picked them up from, and you'll get those back in about 4 years. And you'll return the pins to the tables you checked in at, all that good stuff, and that's where you'll get your gift. You'll be able to pick up an official, one-of-a-kind Honors College bucket list. For this, you can also pin it in your dorm, fold it and put it, no, don't put it in your wallet, it's really big. But you can use it as a guide for a well-rounded next 4 years. But first, before we do all that, please welcome Assistant Dean Thomas to the podium for closing remarks and for the alma mater.
Good evening, class of 2027. So we're so glad to see you here this evening. Now we're going to have the singing of our alma mater. If you take a look at on the back of your program, and the words will be right here on the screen as well. And when we get to the end, it is a toast. If you're not familiar with that singing of the alma mater, it's a toast at the end, and so you raise your hand up high for the last verse. We stand, right? Let's stand. Thank you all for coming out tonight. If you will follow the directions of our staff towards the back, we're going to start with that back rows first, everyone. Back rows first. That's right. People in the middle, that's not you, so back rows first. Thank you.